Hello, welcome to our paper, Single Image Backdoor Inversion via Robust Smooth Classifiers. My name is Mingjie, and this is a joint work with Professor Zico Kolter, who is my PhD advisor here at Carnegie Mellon University. We propose a new method for backdoor inversion. We name our method SmoothInv. Our idea is simple, where we synthesize backdoor patterns from gradients of a smooth version of the original backdoor classifier. Here's an overview of our proposed method. Our method, SmoothInv, is able to synthesize effective backdoors from single images, while also sharing extremely close visual similarity to the original true backdoor. We consider the setting of backdoor attacks, where an attacker injects a backdoor into your machine learning model. The attacker is able to manipulate the prediction of the model via this backdoor. And the true underlying backdoor is only known to the adversary. Backdoor inversion considers the task of reverse engineering the hidden backdoor given a backdoor classifier. Such process as to reconstruct the original backdoor reliably is a key step in many existing methods for backdoor detection and backdoor defenses. We consider the task of image classification in particular, which has become the most widely studied setting for injecting backdoor attacks. We consider the case where the backdoor takes the form of a small image patch. The attacker constructs backdoor images by overlaying this patch on clean images. Here we show two example images where a backdoor is attached. For backdoor inversion, we assume no access to the training procedure and no assumption on the specific model architecture. We start by describing the motivation for our approach. Our first motivation came from prior works that demonstrate a special property of the thoroughly robust classifier. That robust classifier have perceptually aligned gradients. Here we show such an example where performing gradient descent on robust classifiers result in semantically meaningful images. We also made the observation that the standard backdoor classifiers, by its definition, always recognizes backdoor images as the target class. In other words, the underlying backdoor is viewed by the classifier as a representative feature of the target class. We then hypothesize that if the backdoor classifier itself is robust, we may be able to extract the A underlying backdoor faithfully using this special property of robust classifiers. The apparent difficulty here is that in practice, robustness is a strong assumption to make on any given classifier, as they are known to be easily susceptible to adversarial examples. To overcome this difficulty, we utilize recent advances in adversarial robustness to robustify a pre-trained classifier. We consider a technique called randomized smoothing. It is proposed recently for certified adversarial robustness. For each input image, the prediction of the smooth classifier is defined by taking the majority vote over Gaussian noisy version of the clean input. It is also shown recently that one can leverage a high-performing denoiser using a diffusion model to further improve the certified accuracies of the smooth classifier. Randomized smoothing has an appealing property where we can plug in any existing classifier and construct a smooth version of it, which has certified guarantee on its own prediction. The high-level idea of our approach SmoothInv is that we follow the perceptually aligned gradients of the smooth backdoor classifiers. We use two ways to construct smooth classifiers. The first is the original randomized smoothing approach. The second is the diffusion denoise smoothing, which has achieved state-of-the-art certified robustness. We use continuous approximation for the smooth classifier for practical gradient computation. We find that our optimization process can elicit the natural hidden backdoor. The reason why our method works in practice is that we find the backdoor tends to remain effective for both versions of the smooth classifier, while clean accuracies may drop drastically. We repeat our optimization process for each output class. We find that the synthesized pattern transfers to other clean images only when it is obtained from the true on the target class. Our experimental evaluation starts by collecting existing backdoor classifiers proposed in previous works. Note that we did not train any custom backdoor classifiers in this work. We have three criterions for selecting backdoor classifiers. First, it is published in top conferences or venues before, or has become a well-known baseline. Second, it should be demonstrated to be effective on large-scale benchmark, ImageNet, for example. Third, the collection of these classifiers should cover a variety of backdoor conditions. We end up with 4 representative backdoor classifiers. Here we list their statistics. Here we also show the 4 different backdoors used by these 4 backdoor classifiers. We now describe our qualitative evaluation for backdoor inversion results on these 4 backdoor classifiers. For each clean image, we show the corresponding synthesized image containing the backdoor patterns. As we can see, backdoor patterns emerge naturally with our approach. The synthesized backdoor patterns have strong visual similarity to the true underlying backdoors. This also holds true for cases when the original backdoor is extremely small in sizes. For quantitative evaluation, we compare the effectiveness of the reverse backdoors of our approach against prior methods for backdoor inversion. For fair comparisons, we evaluate all methods on the same setting of single image backdoor inversion. We find that compared to prior approaches, smoothing is able to synthesize effective backdoors with high attack success rates. Last, we perform a preliminary study on possible adaptive attack to our approach. In practice, an attacker may adaptively design a backdoor targeting our method smoothing. One immediate choice is a backdoor with pure Gaussian noise. This is because randomized smoothing also adds Gaussian noise to clean images, which may obfuscate a Gaussian backdoor. We find that our approach is still able to reconstruct visually similar backdoor patterns in this adaptive setting. So that's all, and thanks for listening.